Hi, Kim here with Art Classes for Kids, and I'm here today with one of my favorite older students. I've got Jocelyn.
Hi.
And Jocelyn, how old are you now?
I'm 13.
Jocelyn's 13, and so with all my teens and my tweens, I like to challenge them and have them learn a little more difficult or challenging drawing skills. So today I'm going to be teaching Jocelyn one-point perspective.
Ooh, what's that?
Well, one-point perspective is where you're going to take an object and you're going to make it look like the farther back it goes, the smaller it gets, as if it's vanishing back in space. And what we're going to do is we're going to learn about horizon line, vanishing point, and we're going to make something look three-dimensional on a two-dimensional surface. So, what we're going to need today to make a project that looks a little bit like this abstract painting that's used as one-point perspective, we're going to need some supplies. The supplies we're going to need today will be a canvas. You can have any shape or size, rectangular, square, or if you don't have a canvas, which are easy to get at an art supply store, just use a piece of Posterboard. It'll do the same thing. We'll also need a pair of scissors. We're going to need a pencil. We're going to need a ruler. Or if you happen to have a T-square, this is a T-square, it looks like a T, that is ideal. So if you get a chance to go to the art supply store, grab that. We also need tape, and we need paper plates to use as palettes, or any kind of plate that you can wash. We are going to need acrylic paints, and we will need some paintbrushes, some paper towels, and we're also going to need a scrap of cardboard, and we're gonna need some maybe one fashion magazine, and last but not least, we are going to need a jar of water. Ching!
Cheers.
Okay, step one in our one-point perspective project is going to be drawing the horizon line. What is a horizon line? Well, it's where the sky meets the land and it's pretty flat. So I'm gonna let Jocelyn use the T-square. And the T-square is great because you're gonna make a line across the canvas. You're gonna put the T and make sure both sides touch the side, and you can decide where you want it to be. But make it in the top half and take it across. If you don't have a T-square, go ahead and do that, Jocelyn. Then what you can do is you can take a scrap piece of cardboard. You can draw a line like it's a second ruler. Then you can take this and you can cut on that line as precisely as you can. And then you're gonna make this a perpendicular to your ruler. So I put my ruler on the side and I push down, make sure it's straight. Then I put my cardboard across the top and I take some tape and I tape it into a T.
Tape, tape, tape.
Like this. But I want it extra secure, so what I'm gonna do is flip it over and make sure my T is perpendicular.
Perpendicular.
So I'm gonna go like that, tilt this just right, and I'm gonna tape it again. This is my homemade T-square, and it's gonna work just as good. So I'm going to Jocelyn did a really good job making horizon line. I'm gonna take mine, I'm gonna put the cardboard part down, and I'm going to put my horizon line right about here, and then I'm gonna flip it around and do the same thing over here. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add two squares because I'm going to make two buildings. So now to make your square, find a place that you want to make the bottom edge of your building and go across it. Making sure your T-square is touching the edges. And I'm going to have mine go all the way to the side. I'm going to go like this. So this is my square. Then I'm going to make another square. We're gonna keep it simple. Let's keep it simple and make two triangle tops. So I'm gonna measure the distance across the top of one of my squares, and mine is 2 3/4. So at 1 3/8, I know it's the halfway point. So that's halfway between the left and right side of my building. Then I'm gonna go to this building, 2 1/4. Okay. So I find the center of the top line of each square. Now I'm going to take my T and put it at the bottom, and I'm going to make a super light line that goes vertical. That means straight up and down, okay? So we're gonna go and do that. Make a vertical line here. Okay, just a little tip. Make your roof either be below or above the horizon line. Now I'm gonna put a little dot where I want the top of my roof to be. And I'm gonna aim that dot to the corner of my square. Then I get my perfect triangle. There you go. Okay, so go ahead and erase anything inside your triangles. Okay, next, we are gonna figure out where our vanishing point's gonna be. Let's have it somewhere between the rooftops, horizontally, and then vertically, you can have it a little higher than, I suggest to have it a little higher than the horizon line or at the horizon line, but don't let it be lower. So anywhere in here, I'm gonna make a dot right here. Now we're going to use our T-square as a ruler. So as a ruler, I'm gonna go dot to dot from that vanishing point to the top of the roof. And it's kind of a light line. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other roof. So everything is converging to the vanishing point.
Vanishing point.
Okay, next, we're gonna look for the corner of the roof where it touches the bottom part of the house, and that's this corner and this corner. Now we're gonna go to the corner of the bottom of the house closest to the vanishing point. So the inside part. I put a dot here and a dot here, and now I'm going to go dot to dot from the bottom corner of my house to the vanishing point. Wow, looks good. So now what we're going to do is decide how far back we want our buildings to go. So to do that, let's see. Well, we know that the building has to be on land, so it's not going to be higher than the vanishing point. So I pick a spot. I'm going to say, okay, right, I'm going to find the corner of my roof and make a dot there, and I want that to be the back corner of my wall. But just like the front of the house, the side is perfectly vertical. This is the back edge of the house, so I'm going to take my T-square, glide it across the bottom until I meet up with that dot. So you're only gonna do it within those vanishing point lines. Okay, perfect. Now we're gonna go to the other house. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is, you wanna see how far back the roof goes? Well, there's a trick to that. You can take your ruler and you can make a parallel line where your house edge of your roof is, and you can keep gliding.
Glide?
Until you hit that dot, and then you can make that mark like there. And then you erase all of the lines, the vanishing lines that went beyond the house. Okay, so far, got the buildings. Okay, next. What we're gonna do next is we are going to add something to the horizon. Like on this painting, we have some mountains. So if you'd like to add some mountains, make some low hills. I just kind of make some jagged lines, and then I make a couple of layers of them because it makes it more interesting. If you want to have a little sun setting, you know, whatever. But,
so what happens if you have your house kind of...
well, if you have a house there in the way, you're gonna do your horizon, stop, and restart when you pass the house. Okay. Okay, now you might be wondering, what were we gonna use those fashion magazines for? Well, I'm gonna show you. So hand me this amazing edition of Vogue with Michelle Obama on the front. This must be an older one. Maybe it was when she was...
December 2016, actually.
Oh, okay. It was in our stack. What can we say? We keep magazines for a while. So, we're gonna find some pictures. We're gonna find pictures because we are going to trace some silhouettes to show perspective. So on this page, how about this one for our close-up? So Jocelyn, go ahead and cut around that as close as you can to the skin. Then this one, I found a small one. Okay, since it's a Michelle Obama issue, let's do Michelle Obama. So let's see what you got, Jocelyn. So she's got a close-up where you don't even see the whole body. We've got full figure, small, another full figure, but about half that size. Myself, I already had some pre-cut. So I have a close-up, I have a full person, and I have even smaller person for the back. So now we're gonna have to ask, where do these things go? Well, we know that the biggest thing is going to be in the very front, because when you take a photograph with your phone or whichever you use, whenever somebody's really close to you, you don't see their whole body. They get cropped out, but somebody far away in the background, you're gonna see their whole body. So we're gonna put our biggest picture of a person in front. Decide where you want it to go across the bottom.
I kinda like her here.
Okay. I like mine right here. Then I have to find my middle-sized guy has to go up higher in the picture plane. So higher in my painting. So is that person gonna go here? Well, probably not, because that would make him be bigger than the building. So see if your person is bigger than the building, then it can't be there. It has to be lower so that it appears that it's closer. So my person is bigger than the building, your person is bigger than the building. So now you gotta bring it down low. You can put it right to the bottom, or you can even crop out the feet or something. I'm gonna put my person right here. Then my smaller person is about the size that would fit inside the building. So now this person has to be somewhere near a building. Too big here, but I'm gonna have this person standing in front of the building, like they're leaning on the building.
Well, my person is very tiny, so I can put her right here.
Actually, I'm gonna have him looking to the side, and I'm gonna have her like right in front of the building. Okay, great. Now you're gonna take your pencil and you're gonna outline the contour, which is like the silhouette or shadow of the magazine picture person. I can add a few details. So I think I'll just by looking at the picture, draw her face and know that her hair is over here and her shirt. She only has one sleeve, but I'm gonna give her another one. I'm gonna be generous and give her another sleeve because she's lacking sleeves. Somebody took her other sleeve.
Well, that's very nice of you.
That's her chic style. Okay, so move that. This guy, I decided he was gonna be right here. I don't know who he looks like the guy who sings Despacito. What's
Justin
his name?
Bieber?
No, the other one, the Spanish speaking one.
I don't know who.
What's his name? Anybody out there know? Louis Fonsi, that's his name. Louis Fonsi. Anyway, this model looks like Louis Fonsi.
Really?
Yeah. And I will hold it up and show you. A little bit like this, you see? Despacito. That's his jacket and his collar. You decide how much detail, but it doesn't have to be tons of detail. Okay, this is about as much detail as you want to give this abstract painting. Like this. So, Jocelyn, how you doing?
Doing good.
This will be our entire composition. So now all we're gonna do is color it in with paint, almost like a coloring book. So I'm gonna get my palette, my paper palette, and I'm going to give myself a lot of colors. So I'm just gonna start squirting out paint. And here comes the fun part. This is the painting part. So all we're gonna do now is paint. We've done all the hard work. Let's do it. Now,
I'm ready.
I usually tell, if anybody ever asks for advice on painting, I always say either start at the top and work your way down if it doesn't matter what colors you're using, because then your arm isn't in all that paint. Or I'll say use your light colors first, because then your water doesn't get black after your first color. So it's up to you. So let's go for it. So Jocelyn, what grade are you going into?
I'm going into 8th.
Going into 8th? Oh my
8th.
gosh, that's middle school.
Yep.
Are you excited?
No.
No! I wonder if you're gonna have a good art teacher at school.
Oh, I'm actually homeschooled, so you're my art teacher.
Oh gosh, I forgot about that. Well, then that's bonus. Okay.
Yep. Best art teacher around.
Alrighty. Okay.
And I'm not playing favorites.
Okay, I've got my purple
I
ground.
feel like one of the 7 dwarfs.
Yeah.
Hi-ho.
Off to paint we go.
Yep.
I'm not a good whistler.
I can whistle.
You can? Well, I hope you're enjoying watching our 1 Point Perspective art project. I know for me, when I was a kid, I didn't get anything that looked a little bit like this. I basically got the black street with the yellow dash line in it going to a mountain. Well, now we've done our finishing touches with the paint. Let's see how they turned out. Woo, ta-da! Oh, let me see yours. Oh, I love the turquoise hands.
Oh my
and your
gosh.
perspective really does look like it's vanishing back into space.
Yeah, and yours too.
So I hope you enjoyed learning about 1 Point Perspective and that you got to make a painting of your own. If you did, I'd love to see it. So Instagram it and tag it with Art Classes for Kids. And
make sure to like and subscribe.
And each week we'll be coming out with a new video. It'll either be a project, a challenge, or even an artist interview. So I hope you join us again and keep making cool art.